Can't find anything to watch on WWE Network? Well, I got you covered. What's up, folks? My name is Fred Richani. This is TSC News, the Sports Courier, your home for pro wrestling news updates, reviews, interviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm going to take you guys down a trip to Santa Clara back in 2015, Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. At the time, I thought WrestleMania 31 was a fun show with a lot of great moments, such as Ronda Rousey and The Rock taking out Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, Daniel Bryan winning the Intercontinental Championship, the hostile crowd towards Roman Reigns, Sting versus Triple H, even though it still pisses me off to no end that my man Sting lost to Triple H in his WWE debut. Oh, God, I guess you can't have everything in life. And I'm not going to lie. That result with Triple H and Sting left a bad taste in my mouth. It pissed me off to no end. And going into the main event of this show, I enjoyed it. It was crazy to see the ending that occurred, but I did not appreciate this match for what it was at the time. Very recently, I fired up my WWE Network, I watched some 205 Live, and I noticed on the live stream they were airing WrestleMania 31. So I said, what the hell? I'm going to put it on. Now, there wasn't anything on the show before the main event that I felt like I had to see again. I've seen it all before. I forwarded to the main event. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and I was absolutely, positively blown away by how great that match was. If you take away the horrible creative that Roman Reigns has been provided over the years, if you take away all the crap that Lesnar has been labeled over the years of lazy part-timer, blah, 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 which I think some of that's kind of BS, honestly. I mean, yeah, he's a part-timer, was a part-timer, but at the end of the day, I feel like he's given maximum effort in most of his matches. Some like Dean Ambrose might disagree, but more often than not, Lesnar's brought his A game. And in this match, I witnessed I'd say definitely the greatest babyface performance of Roman Reigns' career. And I witnessed just maybe, the greatest performance of Brock Lesnar's career. And that's saying something considering who he's wrestled in his career. But this was Brock Lesnar coming off as a killer, Roman Reigns coming off as that valiant babyface. And this wasn't just a match thrown together with some spots and, let's make Roman Reigns strong. It's not one of those like Super Cena matches from back in the day where the Nexus DDT Cena on the cement and hits him with a steel chair and shoots him in the head with the musket and he comes back and wins with an attitude adjustment or an STF. No. This was a fight. And I forgot how much Roman Reigns bumped and bled in this match to get Brock Lesnar over as a monster. Now, spoiler alert, Roman Reigns did not walk out with the title that night. It was Seth Rollins cashing in his Money in the Bank. And it was a great moment. He won the WWE title, extended the story, and all that jazz. But when I watched this match, when I saw the bumps Roman Reigns took, when I saw how well he was emoting and selling, some of the biggest criticisms of Roman Reigns in his career have been his selling and his emoting, his connecting with the crowd. Not talking about when he comes out and gets a reaction, whatever. I'm talking about in the freaking ring, in the context of the match, the story of the match. And in that moment, I was sitting there with my dad watching Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar 1 in a vacuum. Take away all the creative, all the BS. Just watch this match as an individual story. This was a combination of phenomenal babyface and heel performances. And you might not think that. On the surface, like Roman Reigns is a good worker, great worker, in some respects. But, is he that guy that really emotionally connects with you, or is he a guy that just has a lot of good, great matches that, you can't get invested in his character? I mean, that might be the case. And I'm sure it was the case back then, because coming into this match, he was overpushed. It was a little too much too soon, especially when Daniel Bryan was around. But man, he made the most out of it. And I really underrated his match at the time. And I'll say this, by the end of it, by the time Seth Rollins' music hit to cash in at Money in the Bank, I thought to myself, man, in retrospect, the better ending might have been Roman Reigns actually winning the WWE title for the first time at WrestleMania 31. So that's my recommendation for this week. If you want to watch the pay-per-view from top to bottom, it was not a bad show at all. But if you want to pick one match out of this entire show to watch, one recent WrestleMania moment that's topical, because at the time I'm recording this, we're a few weeks away from Brock versus Roman 2. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 31 is the match you gotta see. I challenge all you who aren't Roman Reigns fans to watch that objectively. I challenge all of you that are not Brock Lesnar fans to watch this match objectively. And I challenge any young wrestlers that want to look at selling and how to sell for a monster or how to come off like a badass. Watch that match. That was just maximum effort on all sides, maximum psychology, maximum emotion, maximum crowd. Look, they had all the right recipes. You can't just put any random bum in fighter shorts and expect them to get over. You can't just put any bum in a vest and expect them to get over. No, this is two guys that were well built going into this match. But just the fundamentals, the selling, the impact, the stalling, I don't even know how to say it, the prowl that Brock Lesnar was on. How he prowled on his prey. Yeah, he destroyed Roman Reigns. Yeah, he threw him around like a sack of potatoes, but there were times in his match he just let it breathe. He just let fans catch their collective breaths. He just let fans watch as Roman Reigns struggled back to his feet each and every single time just for the right to call himself WWE Champion. And while it was not his night, it planted an important seed for his illustrious career. But I want to hear from you guys. What'd you think about the match? Are you going to watch it? Do you appreciate this recommendation? Are there any other matches you'd like me to recommend or events you'd like me to recommend? Let me know. Leave a comment below. You can tweet us, Facebook us, do what you got to do. The easiest way to reach me is by leaving a comment below, clicking that like button, sharing this with all your friends. You can tag me on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you name it, and I will get back to you guys with my open and honest feedback. Until then, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please feel free to subscribe. I guarantee you won't regret it. Until then, as always, everybody, enjoy the matches and have fun browsing WWE Network.